Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and today I have a Beebeecraft Sunday for you. A really fun project, an earring blitz, where we're going to make 5 pairs of earrings. And I've already started making them, so I wanted to just show you how fun and how quick they can be when you're mixing lots of different colors and finishes and styles of beads to make some very eclectic, fun earrings. So these are from my bead haul, if you remember, the evil eye beads, the shell beads that I got. And I decided, since they're so colorful and fun, that it would be fun to mix them with a variety of beads. So what we have here is some African beads and some Czech beads. So that's one pair that we're going to make. More African beads, rhinestone rondelles, and some Czech beads from one of my Jesse James beads mixes. This came from the Pantone mix. And then we have, I did mix African beads, I think, with everything. I thought they were just so fun and graphic. They would be very cute. So we've got some orange one here with a little chevron pattern African bead and more rondelles. And then in this bright, very fun purple color, we've got our, oops, it goes that way. And I did mix some Jesse James beads with that. And to add a little more fun, I did a little wire treatment on the bottom of these. So this is what we're going to make today. And I think we'll start with our pink guy here. And pretty much I just laid everything out. What you're gonna, the best thing to do is, and I like to do this, is just when you're gonna make a whole bunch, it's almost like an assembly line. So with this guy, I used some 22 gauge wire because I did not use a head pin. I did a little wire wrap treatment at the bottom there, a little spiral. And then we have our rondelle, kind of a pretty gold rondelle, an African recycled glass bead with these really fun blue and black patterns. A very fun, very funky Czech bead. It's not quite round. It's like, I'm calling them potato beads because I really don't know what the shape is called. And then a really pretty gold filigree rondelle. So this is the first one we're going to make. So how I made this one, just really quickly, it's great when you can, if you're stuck, say you want to make some pieces, but you're kind of creatively stuck, doing an earring blitz like this is a really great way to kind of re-up your creative juices. Because you're just gonna, anything goes. There's no rules. You're just gonna mix and match different colors and patterns, and visually it's very fun to look at, and it kind of gets you out of any creative slumps, if you will. So I'm gonna just cut a bunch of wire, and I'm gonna just straighten it out with my fingers. Okay, just hand warm it a little. I know I'm not going to need this much, but let me just see. Probably that's too much. Can always use more of that later. All right, and then you're going to make your spiral. So how I started my spiral, I didn't really do anything too fancy. I just pretty much took my round nose and I came in and I started making a spiral like I would, like if you were going to do like a loop, you know, to do a head pin. I mean a connection. You do want to keep space though, just like this. Okay, and then these bent nose pliers are perfect for doing this. You just want to grab your loop. And you just want to start feeding more wire into your loop. And I think I did this just a few times. I didn't do, you can do as much or as little as you want. That is designer's choice, of course. So, once you get something like that, or you're satisfied with it, then you're going to string on your Evil Eye bead. And these are shell beads. So I had to pay attention to my gauge of wire because the holes are pretty thin. And a lot of gauges wouldn't work and fit without cracking the shell. So just keep that in mind when you're working with shell beads. They tend to be, like pearls, they tend to be drilled pretty tiny. Now, I want this to be more centered, so I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to walk this back just a little. Oops. It is very thin wire, so, you know, if you happen to smish it, you can smish it back. Okay? Now all we have to do is string on our stack. These are basically stacks. I think I did one connection on each to keep it simple. You can make these as complicated or as simple as you want. So this guy I'm gonna wire wrap. I just love the combination of, I love to mix metals, as I've said before, but I also love to take bright colors and mix them and match them. And at this time, if you're anywhere in the country where it stays gray a lot, and you've just gotten past all the holidays and all the fun colors, you're probably craving a little color in your life. And if that's you, these are fun projects to do. So now I'm just going to do a little wire wrap in here. And this I'm doing a messy wrap on. Add a little more texture. I'm going to cut this guy. Put this over here. Now all we have left to do is our connection. And for that, I just used, I got some 3-inch head pins, and I just cut the little head off of this one. I'm going to come in and make another loop, a little wire wrap loop. And of course, we want to attach this. So we're going to open that up, attach our dangle we just made, our stack. And then these are thin enough that I could twist them. I just did a few twists with my fingers. It's up to you if you want to do more or less. I'm going to add my spacer bead. I'm going to do another wrap loop. Just like that. And another little messy wrap up here. Got your extra. I'm going to go back and make sure I don't have anything poking anybody. We don't want that. No poking. And then I've just got some French ear wires. Again, you can choose whatever you want. I like these because they're just quick. You just basically walk this little guy backwards to make your closure. And there's your earring. So this is pair 1. Now, these take no time at all. And I do frequently do it this way. I know it looks funny that I've done just one, but I like to get a bunch made. That way, if I've made one, there's method to my madness. So the reason I make one at a time and I make a whole bunch, is maybe I change my mind. I don't want to do this pattern. I only have to undo one earring. So I'll do like a whole series of, you know, like I did these other 4. And if I were to come back and think, you know what, I don't want that long piece there, I want something else, then I've only made one earring. And that's why I do it that way. That's just me. You don't have to do it that way, of course. But, and then for the sake of showing you, I show you the finished piece, and then I can also make one with you so you get the idea. So it kind of works out perfect that way. So let's see, we'll make our blue guy next. Now this blue guy, I went a little more monochromatic with, but I did love the rhinestones. And these are really cool beads, these African glass beads. I think I got these at, I may have gotten these from Bobby Doe. And these are really cool too. And I just love African beads. They're so textural and interesting and vibrant, and I just really love them. So I thought they would look perfect with these really bright evil eye beads, and I think they do. So we'll make this guy next. So basically the rest of these are all, the only earrings I made with the 22 gauge wire were the ones we just made, the pink ones. But you could do spirals on any of these. That is not a problem. Now let's see. It looks like I am missing a bead, even though I was careful. So, no worries. I know exactly where I got those. Y'all, this is so funny. So here I am panicking, thinking I forgot a bead. Ready for this? Peekaboo! You know, you just can't make this stuff up. No, I did not forget the bead. Well, I'm delighted that I forgot to get the bead. That I didn't forget to get the bead, but I am not delighted that my eyesight is deteriorating to the point that I can't see a bead under a another bead. All right, back to our regularly scheduled earring. So I used a more monochromatic palette with this. I thought this would be cool. I love this blue. These blue beads came from my Pantone Jesse James Beads mystery box. And that's the cool thing about those mystery boxes too, I wanted to mention. Any of the boxes you get, including Beebeecraft, you can mix all the stuff, okay? I know some people just use exclusively this box or that box. I mix everything. So this is a Beebeecraft tutorial, of course, because of the big bead, but you can mix other beads. That's the fun of making jewelry. It's your stash, and you do what you want with it. Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, on Beebeecraft, you are eligible for a $5 coupon if you use the code Marcie5. So please keep that in mind so that you can get a discount if you're on the website. And I will have the website on my description box, and it will have the coupon code on there, as well as links to this shell bead that I've got on here today for the tutorial. So now we're going to put this guy back together. And this one came together really cool. I like the way it's stacked. And you're just going to come in and make another loop. I love doing these really quick projects. Sometimes that's all you want. You want some quick earrings to make. Maybe for gifts, maybe you're selling them. Whatever. I mean, they don't have to be complicated to be pretty and cute. You don't have to have spent hours on them to make them, you know, a worthwhile part of your, you know, your repertoire. And there's something to be said for what I like to call instant gratification jewelry, meaning, you know, you make it an hour or less or two, You can wear it that night. Maybe you have a cute new top you bought and you want something to match. That's the whole reason I got into jewelry making. A friend of mine took me to a bead store and I thought, oh, I have a blouse I can match blah, blah, blah. And boy, that was it. I was off and running. Maybe you got a friend who's got a birthday coming up. These are great for gifts. They don't take any time at all. And your friend or loved one has something handmade by you, which is always special, I think. Nobody else is going to have the same thing. So now I'm just adding this connector. We're going to do our wire wrapping. I was a little neater with this one. It looked a little fancier to me, so I went a little neater with it. And then these pretty lacy bead caps I thought were nice. I don't know where I got those. I've had those a while. But I am a hoarder of bead caps for sure. I have boxes and boxes of them. I love the way they make a bead look. All right. It's like lipstick for your beads. It doesn't look finished unless it has a bead cap. Almost done with this pair. But these go pretty quick once you figure it out. Plus, it's fun to just get a whole mess of beads. You know, especially if you have bead soup. You know, you just have a few left of something. You can do a cha-cha bracelet for sure, which I've done. Or you can just make yourself a whole bunch of really cute, fun earrings. Then we've got these. That's cute. So we'll put our ear wires on these guys. I do like the French ear wires. They're just easy. And they're comfortable to wear. And these that I got, I'll show you. They come in a little kit like this. I think I got this on Amazon. You could probably get this on Beebeecraft as well. I'm sure they have ear wires with little kits like this. It's got the little rubber things so your earrings don't slide off your ears, which I always find helpful also. Anyway, yeah. These are really fun. I love these shell beads. They really caught my eye when I was on their website. All right. So 2 pair down. Let's go ahead and do our purple one. So this one's a little different in that I've got something hanging from the bottom. And this is another bead from another mix. And I just took a little rondelle crystal bead. And I added, I love this shape of these. I guess it looks like an ice cream cone almost, doesn't it? Or since it's green, it kind of looks like a tree, if you looked at it that way. We're going to add our, another fun African bead. Our shell bead. Whoa. Sometimes it's hard to get it in there. Just, you don't want to crack it, so just be gentle. That went in the other way. If you noticed, I tried to go in one way and it wouldn't go in. That happens sometimes. Sometimes there's some debris in there from them drilling it. And I think there is such thing as a bead reamer, but I think they're too thick for these beads. You have to be really careful with shell and with pearl. But fortunately, going through the other side, I managed to poke out whatever was in there. So just a thought to keep in mind. And certainly not any detriment once you can get it open. You just got to keep that in mind and make sure that you're being careful when you're working with some of these. So now I'm just making my loop. And again, I'm just gonna, now this one I may need to use my pliers with because it's kind of a tight space. But this is eye candy for sure. Whoops. Come back here, mister. I hope everybody's doing well. I was a little bit ill this week, so I kind of took it easy, but I'm better now. I'm not sure what's going on with, I don't know if it's winter blues, if we had a tummy virus. My little puppy was, one of my puppies was upset tummy too. Not sure why. We all seem to be better now. Made a big pot of chicken soup, and I'll tell you what, that'll cure what ails you. I don't know what it is about chicken soup, but we had a big pot, and everybody's better now. So that was good. The weekend went by too fast. I could use another day or two, but I am getting a 4-day weekend soon, which I'm looking forward to. I have a birthday coming up, and Friday, and then the following Monday is Martin Luther King Day, and we're off from work. So I will have a nice 4-day weekend, which I'm looking forward to. So guess what that means for you all? More finished jewelry more tutorials, and more finished jewelry updates. Woo! Okay, now I'm just making the crystal portion of the earring. And what I liked about this crystal was it kind of picked up some of the greens and some of the blues and this kind of purple color. And, you know, it's kind of flashy. And that's what I mean about mixing things. You know, mix different finishes, mix styles, mix shapes. This one is, you know, a square shape, but it still all looks really cool together. Mix the cone shape. There we go. And I do love this crystal. I think I have some rondelles like that too, and I just love them. They're so sparkly. Come back in here. We're gonna do another wrap. The other nice thing too, if you do one at a time, is say you get interrupted. Well, at least you have one made so you'll remember what you did. In case sometimes I've been in, I had a great idea and I got interrupted, and then I go back to my work and it's like, oh, what was that idea? You don't have to worry about it with these. I mean, designing one at a time. So we've been moving right along here. It's less than 20 minutes, I believe, and we've already got, of course, we'll have to add 20, say 40 minutes, because I did have to make the first ones. But there's our companion for our purple Evil Eye eclectic bead earring. And now we're on to the orange one. This one I think is my favorite. I really love this chevron, and I love orange and blue together. It's one of my favorite color combinations. And for you that know color theory, orange and blue are opposites on the color wheel. So they are complementary colors, and they create a really nice visual interest. So with this one, I did kind of a silver bumpy spacer bead, a gold rondelle with the crystals, and then this fun chevron bead, and another square bead. I thought these were fun. I just like how all the colors and textures and patterns play off each other. That is what makes my heart go when I can see, you know, all the different crazy things working together. I don't know if I want to say crazy, but you know what I mean. They just add an energy. That guy. Yep, you just need a whole mess of head pins, as we say in Texas, a whole mess. I had to like almost learn a new language when we moved here from Michigan to Texas. First of all, if somebody asks you for a Coke, you might not necessarily get a Coke, because they just mean soda, you know, like a carbonated beverage, but they call it Coke. Up in Michigan, we call it pop. What do you call it where you are? I've heard soda, I've heard pop, of course Coke. But it was funny because when I first moved here, I went to someone's house and they were lovely and they were like, you know, can I get you a Coke? And I was like, sure. And they came back and they had 7-Up. And I was like, I thought that was Coke gonna come. I thought I was getting Coke. Oh, honey, we call everything Coke. That's what she said to me. I'm like, oh boy. I have a lot to learn. I also didn't know what chicken fried steak is. I don't know if y'all ever had chicken fried steak. If you're from Texas, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's like pounded meat, like almost like a meatloaf, but pounded really thin, and then it's chicken fried, like just like it sounds, chicken fried steak. And then they serve it with a gravy, and you usually get fried okra with it, and very thick toast called Texas toast. It is very tasty, but growing up in Michigan, I didn't know what that was. And my first day in high school here in Texas, that's what they were serving in the cafeteria. So I had to have the lunch lady educate me on what chicken fried steak was. It's not exactly heart healthy, but it is tasty. So here we go. Aren't those cute? So we'll just add our ear wires to this. Now we've already got 4 pair of earrings made, and we're down to almost just the last pair. So like I said, earring blitz. Very fun. Great way to banish those creative ruts that we get into. No thought required, just mix and match. Have fun with it. Don't think too hard about it. Those are cute. I'll do a little close-ups here in a minute. Now we're down to this guy. I like this guy too. I absolutely love the Czech flower beads, and this is a really cute color combination as well. And again, you've got the orange and the blues to kind of complement each other, and then you've got yellow. It's just a lot of fun. So let's make this guy. Again, we need our head pin. And now these little trays are helpful too. You can just lay out a whole bunch of stuff. Get your little trays. Make yourself a little assembly line. Maybe you're watching a good show on TV. And put your earrings together while you're watching that. Oh. Uh-oh. See that? I hope I have another one of these if this isn't going to work. Ah. Well, we bent our... So this is bent, but I think it's okay. So when I have a situation like this, what I'll do... let's just take a look here. So this guy really was hard to get the wire in. And it's in, but boy is it tight. So I don't want to break this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my nylon pliers. And I'm going to straighten this kink out right here. That's kind of, you don't want any bends or sharp bends because that will crack your bead. Okay, so I'm glad this happened. It's not fun for it to happen when you're doing a video, but if this happens to you, you're going to know exactly what to do. So straighten it out as best you can. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can do it with your hand. You know, this particular head pin is it's just a shy thicker than the 22 gauge wire. And so, like I said, some of these drill marks, some of the drilling is very tiny. And so you got to be careful. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gently take my flat nose pliers and I'm going to just gently pull. And take your time. You don't want to break your bead. I think I just went over that hump right there, even though I straightened it out a lot. Okay. Now we've got it. So that actually is a good example of what can happen with some of these natural shell beads. And, you know, if you have a variety of them, no problem. But I think I only got a few of the yellow, so I wanted to make that work. So fortunately that worked. If it doesn't work, you may have to rethink your design if you can't get, or try your 22 gauge wire, or you could do 24 gauge wire, but you might have to double it up somewhere to keep it from, because the 24 gauge wire will be too, what's the word I'm looking for, flimsy. It may not, you know, hold its shape. But the 22 does feel thinner than this. So you may want to try wire, and in which case you could do like this little technique down here. Or if you know how to make your own head pins out of the 22 gauge wire, I can show you that real fast. I will show you that here in a minute. How to make your own head pin. You can make your own head pin. And I actually learned that from Sarah Lovecraft. Now this particular bead, because it was so long, I didn't wire wrap it. I just did a loop. So you're going to bend this at 90 degrees. And you're going to come in. You need about 1/4 of an inch wire left. Then you're going to take your round nose pliers and you're going to grab the very end of this, just like this, and you're going to roll it back. Just roll it back. Now you have, you might have to zhuzh it, as we say, to get it the way you want it. Now you have, instead of a wire wrap loop, just your basic loop, which is fine. And now we're going to wire wrap this guy. So we're going to take another head pin and we're going to get rid of the little piece right there. Make a loop. Yeah, I'll show you real quick how to make the head pins. It is certainly not my technique, but I have learned it, and I'm glad that I've learned it, because in those cases where you have to improvise because you're your piece might be too thick to fit through a bead, it is very helpful to know how to do that. Now I'm just attaching this guy. I do love these Czech flowers. These table cut flowers, they're so pretty. Can't get enough of those either. All right. Almost done, and we're gonna have many pairs of earrings, which you can wear, give as gifts. Very fun. Okay. Check, I think I have a little extra over here. Yeah. Okay, get our ear wires out. Walk this back. All right. Look at that, guys. Aren't those fun? Earring Blitz with the evil eye beads. So cute. All different. They did not take very much time at all. And let me give you a little close-up. Those fun? They're not time-consuming, and they're very easy to make. Now I was going to show you how to do your own head pin. So let me just move these a little bit out of the way. We'll come back and look at them again in a minute. Okay, so this is a 22 gauge wire. To make your own head pin, you're going to pull a length of your wire, okay, 3-4 inches. This is nice too if you want to need a really long piece and you can't find, finding 3-inch head pins I find a challenge. Sometimes I need a 4-inch, and those are really hard to find. So if you know how to make your own, it's very good. So I'm just going to cut this with my flush cutters. Now what you're going to do, oh, and you are going to need these, or have some flat nose pliers with tool magic on them. You don't want to scratch your wire. So it is very handy to have these. You'll see why in a minute. And you're going to take your round nose pliers, and you're going to come right at the end here to the very smallest part of your round nose pliers, and you're going to start making a little loop, and keep rolling. So you're going to keep rolling until you have like a double. You can see that there's 2 layers now. Okay. Let me smush this a little. So once you have that, you've doubled it. You can see you've got double. Now you're going to I take some flat nose pliers and I hold this, and then so your loops are kind of going this way. You're gonna push this up. So now your wire is as straight up as your flat nose. So it looks like it looks like you're starting to make a 6, but you haven't made the loop yet. Now you're going to take the end of this and you're going to put it through this little hole right here that you've just made. See that? And you push this through as far as you can. Okay. Now here's where these come in handy. So you're going to put this flush up against that little round end piece that you made. Hold on to it very tightly. Don't let go. And make sure that this is flush up against there. And you're going to pull this through. It's going to take a little muscle. And that one didn't turn out so great, but you pull it. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, it's cattywampus, but it's a head pin. So let me just straighten this out a little. Again, that's why you need these nylon guys. They do help you. So this is what the end looks like. Looks like a little rosette. So, let me grab a bead so you can see. So if I put this on the end of a bead, you have your own head pin. And it is very pretty. Looks like a little rosette. So it does add texture. So, like I said, if you have a head pin that won't fit through something thin, you know, try making your own head pin with a thinner gauge of wire. This is by no means my technique. Like I said, I learned this one from watching Sarah Lovecraft. But it is a helpful technique to know. And so I highly recommend that. If I stumbled through that, definitely check out her videos. There's other jewelry artists, I'm sure, that can show you as well. Sometimes watching several people, you'll get it. It's just a matter of taking your time like anything else with wire. So let's go back with our pretty earrings. So here's our yellow pair. We'll do a little runway walk. This is the yellow pair. Little runway walk for our orange pair. Very cute. Love those chevron beads. Our pink pair with the cute light blue and yellow. Very pastel. A little spring forward. More of a monochromatic view with bling with the blue. And not to be outdone, fun and funky purpley fuchsia kind of with the dagger beads and the really cool crystals. So, thanks for joining me on this Beebeecraft tutorial. These are the Evil Eye beads. This is a fun earring blitz that we did. And I just say, pull a bunch of things out, mix and match, and have yourself a little ball. And don't think too much about it. And you'll end up with some really eclectic, fun earrings either to wear or to gift. Thanks for joining me today. There'll be a Tuesday tutorial coming up, of course, this week, so stay tuned for that. And some finished jewelry updates. And I have gotten a notification that I have quite a few subscription boxes on my way for some unboxings, so be looking for that. Stay safe and be well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Hit the like button. Tell your friends. Still trying to grow the channel, and it's been really fun. And so far, I think I'm up to like 629 subscribers. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do if I hit 1,000. And I think it'd be awesome if I do. I may have to do a giveaway of some kind. So stay tuned for that if that happens. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and I will see you on the next video.